Hello and welcome to another round of Modern Gameplay. We have Jake Landash playing Affinity on the right. I think it's Izzet Affinity or Blue Red Affinity. And on on the right, he's on the left. And then Michael Mapson playing Bonk, aka Black White Hammer Time, on the right side of your screen. Both of the decks are really cool, and there was like a little conversation at the beginning. They were trying to figure out. Mapson was trying to figure out what Jake was playing. He was like, you have a Kahira. What plays Kahira besides Tron? Because Jake doesn't really play Tron. Jake also just plays random decks. Like, we had him on stream playing Reanimator a couple weeks ago. He played combo elves and like two other variants of elves, I believe, at multiple points in time. He plays some stuff. They're just shuffling up and having a conversation. There's the round clock starting up. We'll be getting this going in a second. In the meantime, let's talk about the modern format. How does everyone watching? How do you feel about it? I think, honestly, I feel pretty good about it. Every time I'm like watching content or watching like gameplay or streams and talking to customers in the store, everyone seems really happy to be playing modern. No one's like complaining about too many cards. There's like a couple people here and there who are like, yeah, I don't like Ragavan, I don't like Urza Saga, I don't like Glarus, but outside of like those couple cards, everyone seems to be enjoying their time. And even then, like, those like complaints are very few and far between. Most of the time with the Ragavan stuff, it's just kind of like man, Ragavan's wild. And it's like, you should see it in Legacy. And that's usually where the conversation ends. I think it happened during one of the rounds we streamed on Monday. One of the players was like, yo, Ragavan's extremely good. And his opponent was like, yeah, you should see it in Legacy. It's the reason I'm playing Modern right now. And it's just... Legacy needs some help. Wizards, please. And I play Delver in Legacy. It's just wild. Alright. So I believe, if I recall, Mapson won the die roll here. So he'll be going first. I will probably end up being wrong. It's because my memory is not what it used to be. But, let me tell you, both of these decks are super cool. I like them a lot. Hammer Time is one of those decks that I'm always like... It's always just... The piece is just always saved in my cart on TCG Player. And I'm like, man, do I feel like buying it today? And like the biggest attractor for me is Inkmoth Nexus. I still want to buy Inkmoth Nexuses. But it's such a cool deck. It's such a fun deck to play too. My coworker has it built. I play it occasionally. Really fun. And then when it comes to Affinity, I mean, it's got a lot of cool new pieces. The indestructible lands are pretty sweet. Thought Monitor is super cool. I like that card a lot. I mean, a 1-mana 2/2 that draws 2 cards. Usually 1-mana 2/2 that draws 2 cards. Sometimes it's a little bit more than that, but that's okay. You just like smack a cranial plating on it, or a shadow spear, and just start hitting for just good amount of damage. Now, I don't know if Jake is... I know he plays cranial plating. Alright, Mapson's going to lead off on an Esper Sentinel. That is a sketch Esper Sentinel, and the brightness on the screen is a little hard to see, but I'll be able to hopefully work through that. Esper Sentinel's a house of a card, man. I love it. That was one of the cards when Horizons 2 came out. I was like, I'm just going to quick get my playset. Here comes the Stoneforge Mystic. A little bit of camera shaking action that we cannot control. Alright, grabs the Colossus Hammer, attacks in for 1. Alright, we see the Galvanic Blast in Jake's hand, which I think is probably better to shoot the Esper Sentinel down with instead of the Stoneforge Mystic. You know it's a Lurrus deck, so he's not really cheating anything crazy into play with the Stoneforge. It's just to tutor stuff out. The Treasure Vault is an interesting land. I feel like the land design is kind of problematic. Not like the card effect. It's just the fact it's an artifact land, and it does not look like an artifact. It just looks like a random colorless land. But it's an artifact, and it's pretty decent, actually. Alright, got an Urza Saga coming down. Another Esper Sentinel. In response, we're going to see the Galvanic Blast on the first one. And paid the 1 mana, so he does Maps in this night, get the draw card. Yeah, the cool thing is, like, Hammer can grind out games, or it can just combo kill you. I've seen my coworker get hit by the Inkmoth Nexus Hammer on turn 2. Pretty often. There's a Ginger Brute. And then we're gonna play a Cranial Plating. Absent's gonna draw a card here, as it's the first non-creature spell that was cast this turn, and 1 mana was not paid for it. There's a Frognark is the name of the card. It's the Affinity Frog. I know they have a new one. They also have Sojourner's Companion, which is just a giant salamander, which I love that card. Alright, it's gonna block the Ginger Brute with the Esper Sentinel. So he is on the Dark Confidant version. Okay, cool. Didn't mean to do that. Yeah, I was watching him play. I mean, we were talking about Hammer before the tournament. Because I was like, "What are you playing?" He's like, "I'm playing Bonk." I was like, "Okay." I was wondering if he was on the Dark Confidant variant. I think that's the more accepted version of the deck. I know some people are leading off of playing black and just going with mono white Hammer, and it's interesting. I don't mind it. Yeah. Ornithopter. Another Treasure Vault. Spire of Industry is the other land Jake has in play. The non-dual color land. Next to Sojourner's Companion. Yeah, Spire of Industry is a really cool card. And it's just that was my whole tangent on it. It being able to produce any mana or any mana color for the deck is nice. Alright, it's going to attach a Cranial Plating to the Frog. It's going to attack in for 8 damage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, 8 damage. I'm surprised Hammer doesn't play Cranial Plating, especially now that they play black sources in their deck. Not that there's many of them, but I don't know. Alright, there's his Construct token. A lovely, lovely piece of paper that says Construct with 2 asterisks on it. Alright, 3 mana make a Construct. They are 3/3s. We're gonna get a search off of our. Alright, got the Springleaf Drum. He has, I think, 2 hammers in hand right now. So if he draws Steel Shaper's Gift, or not Steel Shaper's Gift, Sigarda's Aid, or Piercer Paladin, he's just in there because he has the flyer. Maybe he doesn't have the second hammer. Maybe it's a Stoneforge Mystic that he has. Yeah, he has a Mystic. Jake's hand looks fantastic of Spire of Industry and a land that is it a land? I can't tell what the card is. Alright, here comes the Stoneforge Mystic. What's the other card in his hand? Okay, tutors out a Shadow Spear. Nice. We like that. Grabs a Mem Knight from the top of his deck. Oh, it's his foil island. Okay. Thought it was a basic, but I wasn't sure. I also couldn't remember if they played basics in their deck. Drops a Moon Knight, which increases the cranial plating. I think it's 9, so I mean, he can still get triple blocked, which is the issue here. I don't think the Sojourner's Companion is bigger than a 2/2 either. I feel like that'd be a little dangerous since it's, you know, massive, or not massive, it's free. Oh, it's a 4/4. My man, move the cranial plating to the Sojourner's Companion and attack. While watching the game, I was like, oh, you know, maybe that's why he didn't move it to the Sojourners. It has to be a 2/2 then. I feel like, yeah. It draws the rips the cigar to Zade. Here comes a Hammer of Colossus. Oh, no, yeah, animating the Ink Moth. And then Jake knows he has the hammer in his hand, and he has the mana to animate, or to play the hammer at instant speed, and then equip it to the infect creature. Wow, I really forgot the name of Ink Moth Nexus, despite literally just saying it like 7 seconds ago. Anyways, Michael Mapson takes game 1. We're going to move on to game 2 very briefly. In a second. Be right back. And we're back with game 2. We have Jake on the play this time. They've both mulliganed. Actually, Mapson is resolving his mulligan, or finishing his mulligan. And we're going to see a Dark Steel Citadel and an Ornithopter. Pretty decent start. Oh, yeah. Literally Affinity, not robots. Jake was talking during his round about the difference between, like, old Affinity and new Affinity. He was like, this one's literally Affinity. This one's not robots. Ornithopter, Frognark. Mapson's very timid play of 1 mana, 1/1. Jake over here. Missing a land drop, but having 3 creatures on the board. 3 basically free creatures on the board. He paid 8 mana for the Frognark, I believe. 1, 2, yeah. He has a Stoneforge Mystic. Mapson's a very deliberate player, which is why it's always cool to have him like on stream. Because my camera crooked. Did somebody kick my camera again? It definitely looks like it got disoriented. Yeah, Mapson's a very deliberate player. He is very interesting to watch, like as he plays, because he thinks about his play lines a good amount, which is really cool. Some players just kind of think about one play line, and I'm definitely one of those players. I'll like think of one play line, like quick check in, be like, is this good? It's probably fine, and then do it, and then be like, oh, I could have done this better. Having the Galvanic Blast and the Thought Monitor in hand without having the proper sources is just terrible. Holy crap. That sucks for Jake. After goes to 2, or goes to 18, takes 2. Fetches out with a Marsh Flats. I wonder if he's going to grab a Godless Shrine here. Or if he grabs the basic. Just grabs the basic. Alright, drops the Pure Steel Paladin. Has a Colossus Hammer. Oh, he drops the Shadow Spear first. Okay. Interesting. Chooses to... Oh, he doesn't have Metalcraft on. Okay, cool. I was like, why are we not... Metalcrafts. Oh, attacks him for 2. That's gonna go to 15. Let's see, he has the hammer. I think Metalcraft only requires 3 artifacts. So hammer gets him there. So does this Inkmoth Nexus. Plays the hammer, draws off the paladin. Puts the spear and the hammer on the Inkmoth Nexus. Jesus. It's a very big creature with trample, infect, and lifelink. Okay, we're gonna see a large attack go out. It's what? So 1, 2, 2, 3, 13, 13? No, 12, 13. Yeah, because he's going to block with 202s. And then, I don't have a... It doesn't go on the screen, but he definitely takes 8 infect damage here. And then regular damage from the other stuff. And Prismatic Ending on the Ornithopter. And this is... This feels like game. Yeah. Alright, Michael Babson takes it 2-0 with Bonk or Black White Hammer Time. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for more content. We will have, we post 3 to 4 mono rounds every week, as well as stream every Monday on Twitch at AlternateUniversesLive. And if you are in the area at Alter Universes Blue Bell on Saturday, November 27th, we will be hosting a 1K tournament for the modern format. So that'd be super cool if you came out. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.